Let's move on to step two, which is to clarify your freelance vision. Once you've gone through sort of the mindset work, and again, it's not like a static one-time thing. It's more fluid. You're constantly working on your mindset. At least I know I am. Step number two is to clarify your vision. Why am I even doing this? What is the whole point of me going through the process of starting a business? You have to have a vision for why you're doing what you're doing. And so vision is a picture of the future that produces passion. Some of you already shared a bit of your vision when I asked you the question, what does success look like? And you started to talk about the ability to work wherever you want in the world, the ability to be flexible, to care for aging parents. The list goes on and on. So that's a picture of the future that gets you excited. And that's what keeps you going. And that's what sustains you as a business owner if you've got a vision that's compelling and it's clear and it gets you excited. So the three legs of a great vision that you may have heard me talk about in the past, if you've taken other classes, is income, lifestyle, and work. Okay, those are the three legs of a great vision. Just to summarize those, the first one is income. And so this is where you're asking yourself, what do you want to be earning per month by the end of the year? What do you want? What do you need to earn by the end of the year to make this business sustainable? And then the second part of that is, what will financial success look like for you at that point? It might be $2,000 a month that you're earning, or $1,500, or much more. Everybody is different. So that's the first leg of the vision is, what do you envision making as a freelancer? Okay. And then the second leg is the lifestyle goals. This is the fun part. Not that the money making isn't fun, but this is how you get to kind of create your work and life balance. So how do you want to work? Hours per week? What would work for you? Location? Where do you want to work? Time of the day? What works best for you? The reality is that a lot of the projects, unless you work with a client that has you doing something like customer support from like 9 to 12 every morning, a lot of the work you do will be deadline driven, but it's not necessarily time sensitive that you have to do it in the next 5 minutes, or you have to do it at this hour, unless you have like specific meetings with clients. So often you can craft that yourself. What does that look like for you? Are you a morning person? You want to get it done all before 8 o'clock, or do you really get going at 10 p.m.? Everybody is wired uniquely. And then what freedoms will you embrace? And we've already shared a few of those already. That's a part of your vision. And then work goals, of course, we're going to talk a bit more about this in our next step. But what services will you offer? This is figuring out your niche. What types of clients will you work with? And then what impact will you make on your clients? As somebody already shared, you want to make an impact. You want to contribute to your clients. You want to help their businesses and their organizations. So that's a part of your vision as well. So the exercise here is to craft your freelance vision statement. If you don't have it already, this is something we often share at our university, is for you to come up with that statement. And so this is an example. By the end of 2025, I'll be providing freelance blog and email writing services to busy female life coaches. Okay, that's what I'm offering. I'll be earning on average, $3,500 per month, and working approximately 25 hours per week from my cozy home office and the family cabin in the summers. So location freedom. I'll be helping my clients grow their business and influence through compelling and creative content. So that is an example of a vision statement. And so this is, if you don't have this already, this is an important step, is to identify, what is the picture of the future for you that will get you excited and out of bed every morning to work on your freelance business. And so the exercise for step number 2 is to draft that freelance vision statement. Okay. And it doesn't have to be formulaic. You just want to put down your thoughts. This is what I envision my my life looking like at the end of this year? This is what I'm shooting for. And the course that I would recommend taking if you haven't already is the 12-week year for freelancers. We spend a fair amount of time in that course talking about vision and then turning that vision into strategic goals and turning those goals into specific actions that lead to results. And so 12-week year for freelancers, awesome course. That's step two.